we're stepping into fitness. With many of us working from home, the office is now just a sit up and bed away. Following the months-long closing of Michigan's gyms, fitness studios, and pools, many of us have become more sedentary. In a survey of 3,000 U.S. adults, people who were meeting an exercise goal of 150 minutes per week pre-pandemic saw a 32% drop in physical activity following social distancing orders. So how can we get back on track or start a new fitness routine without risking injury? We'll hear from a duo that's always on the move, FLEXcity Fitness co-founders Trista Parisian and Jenny Quinn. Trista and Jenny will talk about some of the challenges their fitness studio is facing during the pandemic, how they pivoted to live stream sessions, and some tips on how to get moving before the onslaught of holiday foods. Trista is a 2005 kinesiology graduate of the College of Education and certified personal trainer with over 15 years of experience. Jenny, who also has over 15 years of personal training experience, holds a BS and MS in exercise physiology and health promotion from Central Michigan University. Together, they co-founded FLEXcity Fitness in 2012. FLEXcity Fitness is a fitness studio that focuses on high-intensity interval training, better known as HIIT, and was recently announced as a recipient of the Athena PowerLink Award for 2021. Established in 1999, Athena PowerLink is a national mentoring program designed to increase the growth and profitability of women-owned businesses. Following the closing of Michigan's fitness centers in March, Trista and Jenny moved toward digital offerings to keep clients engaged from the safety of their own homes. They also took on the task of opening a new fitness studio in Lansing in preparation for the return of in-person workouts. Trista and Jenny, welcome to Go Green, Go Live, and congratulations on the new Lansing studio and the Athena PowerLink Award.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Can you first define high-intensity interval training and give us a little insight into what first drew you to it, and why did you build FLEXcity Fitness around this method of exercise?
Good question. It's a big question too. So Jenny and I, we both, as you talked about in our backgrounds, we have tried everything. We've done the personal training, we've done the heavier lifting, we've done more of the bar workouts, more of the cardio, running and that element. And we wanted to create a place that had everything. It was a one-stop shop. So we've found the best of the best and put it all under one roof. And it incorporates everything for no matter where fitness level you're at. So we have beginners to most advanced, and with the high intensity work, we kind of like to call it YIT. It's your interval intensity work based on you. And so it's the most efficient and effective workout you're going to get.
We found that, people were spending the misconception of time needed to be allotted to health and wellness was this in people's mind, this very large block of time. And if you couldn't accomplish this unrealistic number, what was the point? And so we really wanted it to be efficient and effective. And the interval training is one of the quickest ways to get the most bang for your buck. Our workouts are under 4% of your day, but will accomplish what you need from a movement standpoint while also being fun and keeping your body truly engaged. And also the way we do it, we really, it helps with injuries and just exercise boredom in general.
And with our studio workout, it's not like doing 1,000 burpees. We have treadmills. You can see we're in our studio here, but we have treadmills, we have spin bike. And so you really do get a variety here of, if you're not comfortable running on the treadmill, you can walk at a higher incline. And when you use the tread and the bike, you're working different muscles, and it's not just the calories you burn in class with the high intensity work. It's going to continue for the next 24 hours, depending on how hard you work in class. And that's the fat burning, calorie scorching, all the good stuff that comes from the high intensity work.
And we both had done so much other things in our career, and we kept thinking, this is awesome, but it's missing this. This is a great option, but it misses this. So what if we found something that could check all of those boxes?
And we grew up.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we grew up in the Lansing area. We both went to Hazlitt. We grew up in that town. And I moved to LA. We went to bigger cities, and we wanted to bring something back to the Lansing area that you would get in a big city, but that was going to be affordable and allow anybody, no matter, your fitness level, to come and not feel intimidated.
So when fitness studios had to close in March, how soon after that did you pivot to digital alternatives, and what kind of feedback did you get from members, and even how were you impacted as instructors?
We made the decision to close just before the shutdowns happened. And the first day we made the decision to close, we did an Instagram live workout that day from the studio as we were getting things packed up. And then by the Wednesday, the 18th, we had our first class offered for people at home. So we pivoted within the first week. Then that was when we all thought it was going to be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, we'll just, do some stuff. So we had it going within the first week just because we wanted to be able to provide that to our customers, and knew it was important because everyone was on edge and the stress level was high. And, we knew that if we could give them a little bright spot in their day to do something, that would be good. So we pivoted quickly. The feedback was very good. And, we've learned a lot. And I mean, there's certain things that we've all learned working from home and doing more stuff virtually. There's things that can be recreated to a level, but you can't completely duplicate the experience. But we have tried to create the closest option that we can, while also being mindful of what, people's time constraints are at home, what their spatial constraints are. I mean, if you're in an apartment, you can't really be doing some of the stuff that you might be doing if you have a lot more dedicated exercise space, and
there was a shortage on equipment.
Everybody was trying to order anything anywhere. So we had to improvise with, we did a workout where you stuffed your suitcase full of books, and that was your heavy weight. So
we did the best we could, for sure. And it's still going. We are still offering our live classes. We're live streaming in studio classes so people can, if they're not comfortable yet coming into the studio or don't have the childcare, aren't able to make it in yet, they can still join, those that have the treadmill. And even if you don't have a treadmill at home or a spin bike, you can still, just do double strength, or you can do cardio. We give you, examples for all of that.
And what was that adjustment like for you as instructors?
It was a lot different coming in. We teach a lot, but this was a different way. Like, we're working out essentially and teaching. We were doing it multiple times a day. It's hard when you don't have the energy of the people in the studio. We had to be, their cheerleaders and keep them motivated. So
the energy of our studio is, we have loud music. It's really, it's kind of a vibe. So it's hard. It was hard to reproduce that, obviously from our houses, and not getting any feedback, while you're doing it, because you're just basically, it seems like you're talking to yourself or an imaginary friend. So, and then we worked with each other for the longest we had gone since their business opened. So it was definitely an adjustment, but it was a good motivation for us, because it made us have to continue, doing what we were doing. And we got to really get a lot of, we still did get to have the give and take, before and after the classes. And we're very grateful we had, that connection. And our customers were super amazing. And we got so many thankful messages and comments and emails, and just, and since we've opened, a lot of appreciation that we were, that we kept them going during that. Cause, we never anticipated 6 months would have been, the length of time that we would have been non-operational.
And the really cool thing is, being in a Lansing studio where we were downtown, and when we have a lot of Michigan State students, and we've had so many of them move elsewhere throughout the country, and they started joining us virtually. And so we say you can do these workouts anywhere, anytime. And it was awesome to hear from so many of them. And now they have joined our on-demand. We have, Flex on demand. So we have a virtual library of over 100 different workouts now. And we're continuing to grow that every month.
Well, Trista and Jenny, research consistently shows the impact of exercise, not only on our physical health, but our mental health as well. So with FLEXcity Fitness members returning to in-person classes, have you noticed a change in their outlook or an increase in motivation?
I would say definitely. The energy is with masks on is different because, we're not used to not seeing each other's faces. So
it's really hard to read people.
It's been hard, but yes, I mean, the shift in there's like a palpable lightness with people right now. Like you can just see that there we are, socially distant. you can almost feel the release of stress and anxiety, and just allowing them to, they can leave what's going on in the world out there, and they can just be focusing on what's going on in their body for this brief period of time. And I think that the benefits of that are almost as much for the mental health right now and emotional health than it is obviously for the physical health.
For sure.
And we've always been about that here.
Yes.
We're not about like, hey, get a six pack for spring break.
About vanity, yeah.
It's always been sanity over vanity and health over the beach bod. So obviously those are good side effects, but we really believe in that. And for us personally, I mean, we have two little kids, and those pandemicking with little children, I mean,
hats off to you.
Hats off, everybody. We know what it feels like to have no breaks whatsoever. So, taking care of that mental side that physical activity provides has, I think, just, we've always known, and everyone knows it's important, but I think that exclamation point has been put on that for sure.
If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of everybody else. So if you're feeling good, if you're feeling your best, then you can help and do all the things that you want to do.
So what was that process like, opening the studio during a pandemic, and what are you looking forward to in 2021?
Well, so when we signed our lease last year to move to our dream studio that we got to, design from scratch, we didn't anticipate, obviously, a global pandemic. So that it was unique designing it during that, and a little bit, obviously, sad because we had, we planned to be in here in April. So obviously that didn't happen. But some of the silver linings were that we knew that we were coming into the post-COVID world. So we designed the studio, the finishing touches of the studio accordingly. So we put plexiglass between all the treadmills. We were able to
distance things out. We were able to, we have all the new HVAC system, all extra sanitation, extra measures in that regard.
So we were able to we were able to finalize all the design and finalize all the logistical things with this being in our forefront versus having to redesign and restructure and redo everything that we had already done. So that was, I guess, so if you want to say silver lining to the whole situation. So
we also bought these really cool, they're called drop sound headphones. And so when the weather got it really nice, we've been doing outdoor classes, and so that was to get 19 people outside in a group class with the headphones, so we could really simulate an in-studio class with the loud music, and people have really been enjoying those special classes. So that's something that we can do to get a larger group outside.
So, but what we're looking forward to is obviously, times when people are out and about more, but I think we've done a really good job with our safety measures and all the protocols and following all the guidelines, and our customers tell us all the time how safe they feel. And so, obviously as restrictions either tighten or loosen, we feel like we are now equipped to kind of adapt to a range of scenarios.
Yeah, it's definitely different wearing a mask, working out, but like anything, once you, do it a few times, you kind of just get used to it, and it's the new norm for right now.
The pandemic arguably is worse than ever. Is there any sense that you might have to close again? You hope not, obviously.
We, crossing our fingers, we don't, but we do have a plan. If that does happen, we are still going with our on-demand virtual. We can still, keep that going. And we are working a lot with Flex Health with corporate companies. So that's another thing that we have.
Yeah. Community is really important to us. And that was probably, if you asked us in the beginning of this, what our biggest fear was, is we care a lot. We know our customers by name. We wanted a space that was, fun and a positive place for people to go to, where you're not just, hey, you're number 12. I don't know you. So that's something that was important to us. And I think that we were able to continue that community feeling through the 6-month closure and beyond. So I feel like we've done the legwork to be able to kind of adapt to whatever gets thrown at us now. Our kids are 6, 3, and 2, so we're fine. We can handle most things right now. I'm prepared for anything. Yeah.
We're talking health and fitness with Trista Parisian and Jenny Quinn from FLEXcity Fitness in Lansing. And Trista and Jenny, with the holidays on the horizon and some of us looking to get ahead on some of the calories coming our way? What piece of advice would you give to avoid injury and see the greatest benefits from a fitness routine?
Keep moving. Yeah, don't let, especially we always say, like, if you know you're going to be going to Thanksgiving dinner, make sure you get, a good workout in, get active, those kind of things. Don't stop.
I think, a big part of holidays, I would say, is very similar to what pandemic and quarantine health and wellness is like, because obviously we all had to change no one usually lived in their house for that many hours a day, day in and day out. So, really figuring out ways to allocate your time for movement differently, because it might not look like it did pre-pandemic. So one of the best tips for holidays are breaking it up and taking shorter bouts of movement throughout your day. It doesn't have to be, crazy.
It doesn't have to be an hour all at one time. Yeah.
Doing a 10-minute stretching routine in the morning followed by like a walk with your family, or like doing something a little more active versus sitting around, and making more time for the non-food related activities of the holidays. So, because everyone's watched all the Netflix movies available and already had all the snacks. So now it's, so yeah, just making time for it, and always just going at your own level. So, a lot of people think, okay, I really don't want to gain weight over the holidays. So they all of a sudden think that they're training for the Olympics when they've been sedentary up until that point. So we always say, to kind of follow that crawl, walk, run mentality. Meet yourself where you're at, start small, and then slowly start building on, because those small steps are the things that are going to make the big rewards later on, not adopting a intense routine for 3 weeks just to avoid the what's it called, fruitcake.
Yeah, we're always looking for those long lasting results as well, not the quick fixes.
So follow our Instagram. We put workouts on our Instagram. Yeah. Do those.
Lots of tips.
Well, and of course, health and fitness is more than working out. The food we fuel ourselves with is equally as important. How do you address that with your members?
In lots of ways. That is even a bigger spectrum than health. Than fitness. You can find so many different fitness fads, fitness trends, fitness philosophies, and then the same can be said for nutrition, if not more. There's so much out there, but we are personal believers in the 80-20 rule. We believe in making good choices most of the time, but also that life is supposed to be enjoyed and lived. So if you are making good choices, eating well, eating healthy, but also enjoying life, it tends to make it easier, kind of more of an intuitive eating. We're not big fans of super restrictive or unrealistic ways of eating, but we also really, we post and share lots of healthy recipes and lots of realistic things you can do with your family.
We're big into real food, not things that are made in a factory, those kind of things. And, if you're going for your Thanksgiving dinner, try to eat healthy foods before. You're not going places starving and that kind of thing. Eat a good salad, fill up on the greens, have a healthy smoothie, those kind of things. Add it when you can. Drink lots of water. Water's huge.
Well, with this roller coaster ride we've all been on the last 8 months, how have you two stayed positive?
Trista's a naturally much, Trista, I wish she's more patient. I shouldn't say, I'm not positive. She's patient. Trista has patience for days. So, way more than me. So, I think that multiple things. One, we have little kids and we have to stay positive for them because, obviously they can feel everything going on. And honestly, we have felt like, what's the alternative? We know that we have to be positive for our customers because we care about their health and wellness. And so, by just being there for other people and trying to be their cheerleaders is naturally kind of given us that positivity. And also, there's few things we have control over right now, but, our mindset is one of them. And so, and that is not saying it's been easy. 6 months of closure was not like, a happy day every day. It was definitely, frustration and sadness and panic. But, every day we kind of made the choice, we care, we love what we do. We are going to figure out a way to do it. And it might look a little different than we thought, but
we built this community. They need us. We want to be there for them.
And health and wellness has never been more important. Right. So we know that, what we do matters in the grand scheme of things and that life will return to something like it used to be. Maybe not 100% of what it was, but, just doing the best we can and just really, we always say you can't control much, but you can control your feet, your forks, and that. So that's what we're trying to do.
Well, Jenny and Trista, we appreciate all this great information, and your passion is rubbing off. Before we let you go, though, Trista, I mean, how did being a Spartan and your time at MSU impact you, and how still does it?
Being a Spartan was always my dream. I was the first person in my family to go to Michigan State. I met my best friends there. I met my husband there. My husband and I, at the time, boyfriend, girlfriend, we moved out to LA. We found the best community of alumni out there. I feel like everywhere we go, we find Spartan alumni, and they're always the best, the kindest people. I love being a Spartan. A big reason why we came back to live in the college town. I live in East Lansing. You know, I bleed green, and can't wait to carry the tradition on for my kids.
So on Facebook and Instagram, are you just FLEXcity Fitness, or what's the handles there?
FLEXcity Fitness.
Well, we'll encourage people to go there and check you out. And thank you both for joining us and sharing your expertise with us.
Thank you for having us.
You can learn more about FLEXcity Fitness by visiting FLEXcityFitness.com.